Normal attack. Charge attack. Plunge attack. Almost. Check.
Xiao is the user of the plunging attack, and soon his new friend, Gaming, will be joining him. Not to forget, Xianyun is his main buffer. This means Yaoyao is trying to revive the plunging attack mechanism for us. After diving into the sea of charge attack mechanics for so long, we finally breathe again, with a new playstyle brought by these two characters. In this video, we will discuss characters who will utilize this mechanism, the plunging attack. It's not Xiao, but Gaming. Let's analyze a bit about Gaming's kit, potential weapons that work well with him, and maybe even team compositions. Okay, when we look at it, Gaming's normal, charge, and plunging attacks don't have anything particularly special. He will entirely rely on his skill to deal damage. I will try to explain it in an easy way. Gaming will dash forward. After attacking the enemy, he will jump into the air. Then, if you use the plunge attack as usual, his attack will be infused with pyro and hit the enemy below him. Let's just call this technique enhanced plunge attack. After that, his HP will decrease by a certain percentage. Take note of this. For his burst, he will throw his pet forward while healing himself and entering the Wushu state. After the pet returns to Gaming, his skill cooldown will be reset. Additionally, if Gaming uses his skill to throw himself in the air or do the enhanced plunge attack while in the Wushu state, his pet will be thrown again. And of course, he wants to return to his master and resetting Gaming's skill cooldown again. However, this will only happen if Gaming's HP is above 50%. In my opinion, his burst should always have 100% uptime, because the cost is only 60 and Gaming will always spam his skills while attacking. Okay, take a deep breath. His kit might seem confusing, but it's actually simple. I hope I gave a clear overview earlier. Before we get to the analysis, let's take a look at his passive. The first one, after performing a plunge attack from his skill, Gaming will do a self-healing. Wow, we might know where this is going. The second passive is when his HP is below 50%, the incoming healing bonus increased by 20%. And on the contrary, if his HP is above 50%, his pyro damage bonus is increased by 20%. For his exploration passive is actually the same as Deia's. Okay, basically the entire talents want Gaming's health above 50% at all times during battle. This should be easy if you bring a healer. And now we move on to his constellations. I hope you won't get bored and sleepy while watching. I'll just speed this up and keep it concise. C1 will heal Gaming if his pet returns to him during the burst. C2 let the overflow healing increase his attack by 20%. C3 and C5 just basically enhance his skill and burst respectively. Then C6 will increase the crit rate on crit damage of his plunge attack by 20% and 40%. The radius of his skill will also become wider. Now that everything has been covered, let's analyze. Although it's not final, at least this is the whole picture of Gaming's kit. From here, we know that he can manipulate his own HP. In my opinion, this opens up an opportunity for us to use the Marichusi Hunter artifact set. This way, building his critical will also be easier. Around 36 or 40% should be sufficient. Additionally, you can also use the Crimson Witch set to maximize amplifying reactions, like Vaporize or Melt, because there must be a gap in each of his plunge attacks, so the internal cooldown shouldn't be a problem. Since he will be the main DPS scaling with attack, you can use weapons like Wolf Gravestone, Beacon or Red Horn for critical stats, or anything with an attack scaling. You can also pair him with the Mega Magic Sword because it's free and has a reasonably high attack stats. You can also use the Tidal Shadow weapon. When the user is healed, their attack increases by 48% at Refinement 5. This can be forged in Fountain and synergizes well with Gaming because he can self-heal. It's also interesting to try the Sacrificial Greatsword because in the skill description, it mentions that before Gaming jumps into the air, he will hit the enemy first, which should activate the sacrificial passive, right, to reset his skill. It might be useful if your burst is not full yet, so that you can still deal damage to the enemy, to prevent the DPS loss. However, this still needs further testing. Because he is Pyro, you might be thinking about whether his kit can be paired with Shinkyu and Yelan, right? To perform Vaporize. Just like Deya, he can't do that. But you can trick this playstyle by using basic attacks occasionally before plunging so that the burst of Shinkyu or Yelan can be triggered. However, this style may be a bit forced and not for everyone. Just use Furina to make it easier, and stacking Furina's fanfare can also be filled more quickly due to Gaming's HP manipulation mechanism. He will always be in the air and play plunge attacks, but in his skill description, he does not have resistance to interruption. You know where this is going? Yes, he needs something to prevent him from being staggered. You can use Zhongli. Thoma, C6 would be nice since it increases punch attack damage. It's quite good. Diona is a viable option too, especially at her C6 she can increase elemental mastery for the team, suitable for playing Mel. Or at least you can use Deya to mitigate the enemy's damage while providing a decent anti-interruption. You can also pair her with Tenacity Set if available. Bennett will undoubtedly be a good companion for Gaming. Well, it's actually good for everyone, but for Gaming, he's going to provide Pyro Resonance, burst that scales with attack, and provides healing. You can also try a monopyro team with one animal if you're not interested in reactions. But let's not forget one person who is quite important for Gaming's team. Xianyun. She will significantly buff Gaming's plunge attack. She can also be an alternative to Jen in Furina team because her burst provides healing to everyone. If you pull for her, she might replace Bennett's position. Or to trigger Pyro Resonance, you can go with this team. Or you can replace Deya with Thoma. A Mel team is also quite interesting. What kind of team are you building for him? Feel free to write in the comments. So that's the pre-analysis of Gaming before entering the official Genshin server. Remember, some of his kit and constellations might change over time. The same goes for the multiplayer numbers. I'm not good at math, guys, like calculating damage and such, but here I just want to provide information about Gaming's potential in the future, based on my opinion only. Feel free to share yours about Gaming's weapon potential, artifacts, and team compositions in the comments. If you like this content, be sure to hit the like button and share to your friends. This cat is tired of talking and will be taking a nap soon. Don't forget to subscribe. See you humans in the next video.